All right, seeing as you don't want to show the Superman thing,
I
what
can't
about the?
show it.
Yeah, you can. But what about the Arnold thing? Arnold
Yeah, you guys
Schwarzenegger.
want to watch Arnold?
Let's
So
watch Arnold.
here was the first one. He's done it twice now.
Shut the f up, Joy. I'm talking here.
Stop trying to ruin my career, you dumb bitch.
I'm speaking. A man is speaking. Shut the f up and go make me a sandwich.
Before you push play, nothing you say, Arnold, will ever make up for the "screw your freedom."
He actually
statement that
apologized
you
for
made.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
you
give
know
a
what?
fuck. I don't give a fuck. You were paid off by the retards, and you had your.
All right, hold on a second.
You know what, Rhino?
No,
Stop
no.
a second.
Stop,
I will
Rhino.
say this. It's the same thing that he's doing here, actually, because in his apology, he even said, sometimes my mouth gets ahead of me. Because if he'd have had more time to think about this, or somebody would have known what he was going to do, they'd have shut his ass down here.
Yeah,
because
they tried to shut him down.
Narrative.
They tried to shut him down. Here's the thing.
So I think his apology was genuine.
Hold on, Rhino. The old screw my. Actually, this clip kind of put some of that into perspective for me, because, like, I think Arnold just wants to be a good citizen. He wants to help the way he can. Someone probably came to him and said, listen, why don't you make some kind of a statement? And that's what he did.
No, I disagree. I disagree. Arnold, you know, even in this statement, when he says, oh, the illegal immigrants, they're not smart. He needed to say they need to go. They need to get out. If Obama
he did.
No, he didn't.
He said they need to behave and be on their best behavior.
He didn't. If Obama was in office right
He's
now,
talking about self-governance, basically. Yeah,
he would be saying, if Obama was
which
in
goes
office,
along with his
getting rid of the 3 million
before.
illegal immigrants that he got rid of, he would be sitting here on The View saying, yes, it's a good thing that the illegal immigrants are being sent home to where they belong. But in this, he says, oh, you know, come here legally, do it by the law. But if you're here illegally, you're not smart. Like, you're retarded. How about you just say, if you're here illegally, you need to get out? That's what I'm saying. You're still beating around the bush, Arnold. You're still playing the game, and I hate you for it.
Get ready, because if you like Rhino now,
he's gonna get worse.
About to get even crazier. China from Country Beaver says, "Give me a break." Trump created Space Force almost 10 years ago. Space Force isn't about outer space. It's about cyber war. The lamestream media laughed about it. Supposedly, we're way behind in the AI tech. Even play poker, act weak when you're strong. That is true. We are behind in AI. I think China is actually a little bit further ahead in the game than us.
Everybody wants to sit here and praise Arnold for this little statement that he
said.
I
liked his statement.
Confronting everybody. I still think he was a little bitch and still playing little game because he can't actually say that Trump is actually doing the right thing.
At what point do you not forgive somebody when they ask for an apology?
He's still trying to be really diplomatic in the way he's speaking here.
No, absolutely. Well, he's a politician.
Because he still thinks that Trump is a fucking retard. And you're the retard, Arnold. Cheers.
Actually, Kimmel was setting him up to bash Trump.
I know. We're gonna play that one next.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Joy Bear is a piece of shit. But she was. I think that the fact that he did say "screw your freedom" and he's an immigrant was the reason why she felt so inclined to ask this question to him. But this isn't the first time that she's like asked people these uncomfortable questions. She wants to get a reaction out of people. I can't stand her. I can't stand this show.
Yeah, I hate the show. They were told to turn down their Trump rhetoric.
I don't even think the other bitches on the show like being on the show. So yeah.
Hey, thank you, Country Beaver. Thank you.
But she's done this multiple times to like many guests, and a lot of guests lately, especially, have sort of shut her down, and either said like, "I'm not going to answer that," or "I'm not here for that,or whatever. And but she has been trying to set people up a lot. That's what she's been trying to do.
It gave me trouble starting a new goal. It's trying to stop us. Maybe it's saying maybe we should pull it back.
I'm really happy that The View didn't get the answer that they wanted out of him.
Because let's watch it, Rhino. Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
You are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21 with absolutely nothing.
That's absolutely true too. Like when he was in his home country, like he he was like punching tires and shit. Like it wasn't, he didn't have any of the shit that he had when he went to, was like,
When he was self-made even before he was a movie star too. Most people don't know. He got into like real estate,
bodybuilding, too.
and other.
Well, he was
yeah, he
winning
used that money. He used that winnings money and he invested it into a cement company and a bunch of buildings and stuff, like apartments and stuff.
I didn't know
So
that.
he was So he was
Yeah,
like a
he was-
millionaire before he was even in film. Yeah.
Did you ever see that documentary where he was like smoking weed and shit?
Yeah.
talking
yeah.
about
Was it?
Pumping
It's
Iron?
Pumping Iron.
Pumping
yeah.
iron, yes.
Lou,
Really good.
Lou Ferrigno, I come for you, Lou.
I love having orgasms. Cum is the
He's
greatest
like
thing in the
smoking
world.
weed and drinking vodka shots in the movie.
I love women.
It's actually a really entertaining documentary.
He was out there before Will Smith going, I like pretty girls.
Oh God.
Yes.
And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my
I
acting
also find
career.
it funny, Flash, if you can, for a second. I also find it funny that he's praising America to
Because he
this
lived the
left-
American dream, dude.
Yes, no, 100%. But he's praising it to this left-wing audience that actually thinks that America's the worst country in the world. They've been out there saying that America is the worst country
No,
in
they
the
don't
world.
actually think that.
And then he's here saying that this country is the best country in the world, giving me all this opportunity, made me as an immigrant what I am today. And they're just sitting there clapping at this. Like, I don't understand. Well, they're not really, are they?
Well, the hosts of The View, I mean, you can see at some point in the video, Sonny even like, tries to tap him on his shoulder, like, okay, you need to stop talking because that's not our audience. Our audience actually hates America. You can see her hand going to his shoulder, like, okay, well, let's stop
100%,
now,
yeah.
Arnold. Yeah. So the hosts are very well aware of their viewing audience. Maybe he is not. But I think that he made the right decision because for him, as an immigrant of America, to be a self-made man and be a multimillionaire movie star and then governor of California, for him to sit there and shit on America would have looked terrible.
He's already done that.
By the way,
before.
when the comic
He
book
already
does,
did that when he said, screw your freedom.
when the comic book does hit that 100K, I'm gonna go buy a bottle of Dom Perignon and we're gonna celebrate. I'm gonna pop it on stream.
And Flash is going to send me the $2.5 grand I need. No, I'm seriously, I'm only shit stirring. I'm not being serious.
I'm not even gonna see it until the end of July.
I'm stirring, man. Don't stress.
I was actually breaking it down and thinking about it, and I was like all excited, and then I remembered that I have to give the government a shit ton of the money. And I got sad.
It's probably going to go towards bombs.
Yeah, it's gonna build an Iraq bomb. Oh, excuse me, Iran this time.
Becoming governor, the beautiful family.
No, Generalissimo, it won't be on camera, but I will probably post the picture of the wine to show it. That's like $8 USD. No, that's like a $250 bottle of wine, dude. Champagne.
That
I'm
have
an
created
immigrant. I
all
love
of
immigrants.
this
I
is
impregnated
because
an
of
immigrant.
America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm
You know,
He
Sonny,
impregnated that Mexican woman.
my housekeeper looks like you.
Wasn't
My
that his
wife didn't even know the
Wasn't that
kid
his-
was mine for like 18 years. It was crazy.
Wasn't that his nanny or something?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Well, she was an undocumented citizen.
Oh, pin drop. I have an appointment with my accountant to figure that out. Pin drop asked, do super chats count as tips? I think they do. I mean, literally, it is kind of it's you
No, try it
directly
with the
giving me
IRS.
money.
Let me
It
know how
counts
that
as a
goes.
donation.
Well, someone's gonna fight it, Sean, and we'll find out. Like somebody has to go to court
Yeah.
for it then, because in my opinion, it is a tip.
Well, a donation counts as a tip because
Yeah.
I'm donating to my waitress to give her a
Yeah,
tip.
you're
right?
donating the money to me
I don't
because
disagree.
YouTube takes a percentage of it. Should not matter. Like it's still a tip. I don't know how you could argue that it's not. It's someone directly giving money to the stream. So I don't know how you could make the argument that it's not a tip. It 100% is a tip.
Yeah.
It 100% is a tip.
I don't disagree with you.
So the IRS is just going to have to take that cock up their ass. I mean, they're just going to have to lean back, breathe easy, and let it roll in. Because it's happening.
That was so descriptive.
Yeah, I'm kind of disturbed by the accuracy of that. That's you want to tell us something, Flash?
Yeah. Is this like a summer camp memory?
He's gonna bend the IRS over and he's gonna ram it hard.
I've put it in a couple of butts.
Oh no.
Not a fan.
So it is
of it.
not
a fan of it. It was not a fan.
I've never been a butt person.
Yeah,
like, I remember I was my girlfriend once and she went to go stick her finger in my ass and I'm like, no,
no,
I would never put it in her.
No, thank you.
Even if she asked me, I'd be like, I don't know.
I put it in a couple of butts just to try it.
I want to make you happy, but like,
at the end of the day, though, I much prefer the vagina.
So do I.
It's kind of the natural place. That's where it belongs.
Why would you say that right now?
And that's when the pores come in.
If somebody was to ask me to put it in their butt, like, okay, I probably would, but like, I don't really want to.
Yeah, it's not my first choice.
I'm sorry.
Like, why did you bring that up?
I know I'm not gay because I certainly want to. I prefer the vagina, definitely.
I'm more of a vagina guy myself. Definitely a fan of the vagina.
It's that's
the place that I want to be.
It's self-lubricated.
You guys are coming off so gay right now.
Cozy. It's beautiful.
How am I coming off as gay? I said that I want to be
singing the Will Smith song while
but I said if there's a place that I want to be, it's in the vagina. Not
I
the
know,
butt.
but y'all are. It's just like, look, all you got to say is I like women. That's enough.
Yeah,
I do love women.
You're like overkilling it now. Like it's like
I'm a big fan.
It's kind of
all right. Marry, kill Joe Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, or Sunny.
Why do you do this to us every week?
I do not do Mary Kill unless it's a super chat.
That's true. Yeah, it's got to be a super chat.
It's from the panel.
He does this to us every week.
So, if it's
this exact same thing with Whoopi Goldberg. I think that Rhino wants to Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, look at Whoopi. I would much rather. Now the vagina is great and all, unless it's Whoopi's. If I had to choose between Whoopi and Blair White, I'm going to put it in Blair White's butt.
All right. What if you had to
kind of bullshit because Whoopi looks like one big vagina.
Flash, what if you had to choose between Whoopi and Joy?
That's offensive to vaginas.
I'd Joy over Whoopi.
You think her pussy would be better?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go with Flash on this one. Joy is much more fuckable. Even though
I'm gonna go with Joy over Whoopi.
I'd have to be very up.
Yeah.
I'm
to be fucked up for either of them, but for either of them, I'd have to be kind of up. But if I had to choose between the two of them, I'm gonna go with Joy.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
So happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
And they're all clapping.
They're really confused.
Look at everybody out here saying
right now.
Okay, somebody said Flash is gay. You're gonna tell me you'd rather Whoopi Goldberg than Blair White
or Joy Behar?
I mean, yes, it's Blair's still a tranny though, so yes.
Right, but she doesn't look like Whoopi Goldberg.
All I know is that Arnie's probably having
that's an Andrew
Predator
Tate level
flashbacks.
response.
Blair White is better looking than Whoopi Goldberg.
I get
sorry.
that. That's like Andrew Tate said that. He's like, I'd rather have sex with a tranny who's a 10 than a woman who's a 4. And it's like,
wait, no, hold on a second. What age is the 4?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter.
Well, woman who's
because
a
if the
4,
4 is like a 22, I would rather have sex with a 4.
Really sketchy road if I was you guys. I'd like immediately.
That's a terrible question, Sean, because that doesn't work out. The age does matter. If it's a 4 at 22, I'd rather the 4 at 22 than 68-year-old Whoopi Goldberg.
I agree with
He's
that.
getting really
I'm
dangerous
actually-
now.
No discuss
actually on
religion or
board with
politics.
that.
You can add trannies to the list as well. This is not going to go down well.
I'm
Just
just telling you, I'd rather a 4 at 22 than a 4 at 68.
Just getting away from
It's
the
a
whole,
little bit different.
just getting
It's a
away
little
from
bit
the whole
different.
situation.
Sean, how can you think that that's the same thing?
Flash.
You know it's not.
What? Flash, I'm not talking about a 4 versus 22 and 68. You said Blair White over Whoopi Goldberg. No, you're still a dude.
Does this look better than a dude?
It's a woman. It doesn't.
At least
look-
Blair
it's not
looks like a
gay.
woman.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Flash.
that's okay.
I'm with Sean on this. Vagina is
This is
vagina.
what I've been saying from the start, Sean. People just don't want to hear.
Either way, you're going to have to use lube.
That's fine.
Can I just?
You're going to have to
come
use
back-
lube on her, and you're going to have to use lube
Okay.
on Blair.
It's
Flash,
still not
Flash,
gay.
Flash.
So
Just
it's
coming
okay.
back. Just coming back to the actual video.
You sound like you
Can
got
I just point
experience.
out that Arnold just said, like, you know, talking up America.
Rhino, say vagina.
Vagina. The audience.
Okay,
the
that's,
audience
that sounds
claps.
American.
The audience claps, and Whoopi is like, "How dare you say that?" Like, go back just a little bit, Flash, and you'll see Arnold is Trump. Arnold
Because
is
he's
talking
saying the wrong
about
thing.
Indiana
Like,
Jake in the chat says, "What? Say this in front of Steph, my lady."
because Steph
Because
is
Steph's like one of the
awesome.
dudes.
She's awesome.
I'm embarrassed for her.
Steph's one of the dudes.
No, why would you
I'm
be
just
embarrassed?
right now.
I don't want to say.
What'd you say, Steph?
So I'm just eating chips, listening.
Yeah, she's just chilling.
Steph's heard some crazy shit when we did. The
I just think it's funny
Milwaukee.
that Flash was like, "I love women, I love vagina," and then in his next breath said,
I like
would
pretty
fuck
girls. I
Blair
like
White."
pretty girls. I like
fuck
pretty.
Blair White over Whoopi. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Even Blair White.
I would rather bang Blair White than Whoopi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, gay.
I'd rather, okay,
Oh,
I
sorry.
guess then. Blair White looks like a woman. More than Whoopi does.
Doesn't matter. It's still a chick with a dick, dude.
Yeah, you're such a.
Well, I'll
fag.
tell Blair to
don't give a
tuck it.
fuck.
Duh. I'm gonna tell Blair to
Like
tuck
that's a
it.
step away from ding
I'm
ding
gonna
ding
tell
ding. You
Blair
got a
to
purty
tuck it.
mouth.
Blair's
So
gonna
what?
tuck it.
Well, hang on. So what? While you're sticking it in his
Tucking
ass,
it is yeah. I was
Well,
gonna say
you're
it's just gonna put it
If you
closer to
really
your
have
neck.
that, if
you're
you
gonna
touch
see
it,
dick and
then
balls
there's a
behind
big
him.
chance that you're gonna touch it.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
This is such a hypothetical thing, though. This is what blows me away. It's such a hypothetical.
Disgusted right now, Flash.
I'm never gonna have sex with
You
Whoopi
have the
Goldberg,
easiest out in
and
the world.
I'm
yet you
never
keep
gonna have
backing
sex
yourself into
with
this
Blair
fucking
either.
corner. Exactly. All you gotta do is say, "I'm a married man," and get out of this conversation.
Yeah, the chat's like, Flash, stop. Just stop.
Yeah, you're out gaying me. What the?
Someone
Oh,
said
so
it was
funny.
me looking at you.
Just push play.
You're
Just
making
push-
Rhino look straight, man. And
Yeah, I
he's
know,
Australian
that's
gay.
pretty gay.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna back down. There is no way in the world that I'd ever have sex with Whoopi
Food and
Goldberg.
Sean are thinking, like, what the did I just come
Blair
in?
can tuck it.
Why am I here for this stream? These
Tuck
guys-
it
can tuck
where?
it.
So basically, before you, your statement's going to be, well, at least it isn't Whoopi.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you
My
for finally
God,
realizing
man.
my point. At least it's
All
not
right,
No,
so-
Whoopi.
no, your point is moot because it's a
Hang on,
chick
hang on.
with a dick.
Alex Jones would have sex with Blair White.
Flash, I've got a question for you.
I think he
Alex
probably
Jones
has
would
had
eat your
sex.
ass.
He's
Tom.
probably already had sex with Blair White.
Blair White or Joy Behar, Flash?
There's no way this hypothetical situation would ever happen anyway.
I'm
So it's
giving
not
you
like
a
it's ever going to
hypothetical.
be a thing.
Okay, but I'm giving you the hypothetical. Joy Behar or Blair White?
Joy.
Okay, that gives you a little bit of like recovery. Over-
I'd Joy over Blair.
I still find it funny that Whoopi's
Whoopi wears a
How dare you
diaper.
say- How dare you
And
say
she also looks
that
like
America's
Predator.
a country?
Well, I said that earlier. This is the first time that Arnold's faced the Predator in 40 years, but I think nobody heard it.
Now people are
I mean,
saying
the
somehow
head
I
is not
outgayed Tom.
You have. You went to ludicrous speed, way past me.
I said I would Joy over Blair. But Joy doesn't wear diapers.
The fact that you would Blair makes you totally motherfucking.
Yeah, if it came down between Blair White or Whoopi Goldberg,
I would
That's like
still
the
choose
only
that pussy.
situation. You go ahead, Tom. She wears a diaper too, so make sure you.
I don't care. It's
off.
still a vagina.
I guess.
From the guy who was just going, I love vagina for like 20 minutes. All of a sudden, you're like, no, I'll take it as long as he tucks it.
All right, hold on a second.
That's why they're calling you gay.
I've got a new question for Flash. Whoopi Goldberg or Brie Larson's feet? You're not allowed to fuck
Brie Larson's feet.
Brie Larson's
unfortunately.
feet.
You're only
Yeah.
allowed to fuck Brie Larson's feet.
Yeah.
Will she
unfortunately.
pull the crop top down so I can look at her boobs while she jacks me off with her feet?
No.
I think you
no.
can get. I think you
She's
can go for
actually
that.
wearing
Come
the
on.
same
All right,
thing.
hold on a second. Does she at least wear a tank top?
No, she's wearing the same thing that I'm wearing right now, a hoodie. A hoodie and
Brie
tracksuit
Larson's feet.
pants.
A hoodie? Who wears a hoodie when they give you a foot job?
Yeah, I think she'd take them off
You
at
never
least.
know, you might be just chilling on the couch
I
watching
like
a movie.
the way
and
in
then
all of the
a sudden your
fictitious
feet come
scenarios you've posted in the last half hour, this is where you draw the line. This is the attire. Like, it really?
It's more so that Rhino's just making weird shit up now.
I
It's true.
am. I'm so
Oh,
drunk
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Ryan is the weird one in this conversation.
And I think because I'm such a proud American and a
I'll
proud
take it.
immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do on July 4th a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great, great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important.
Okay, here we go.
Gasp.
Did you see Sonny gasp? He's like,
The gasp is like so audible. It's like right
Do
there.
I go back?
Go back a little bit more, Flash.
I did.
Back and to
Hold
the
on.
left.
All right, here we go.
Oh, God.
As soon as he says you got to
immigrants
do
in
things
America.
legal, wait
But
for
the key
gasp.
thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got
There
to
was
do
a
things
gas.
legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America,
Get the f-
you're a
out.
guest,
Broken the law.
and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can. Keep things clean.
Right,
Yes,
no, I
to
think
make
he's more
my
or
day,
less.
to
a-
do
hang on.
everything that is.
look at her.
Is
Look
she
at her
trying to
hand on
stop
him.
him?
Look at her hand on
Yeah.
him. He's like,
Yeah.
You're a
stop.
guest if
Stop,
you've
stop now.
You're a guest if you've got a visa. You're a guest if you're allowed to be in that country. You're not a guest if you're an illegal immigrant. And to sit there and say
That's what
"Oh,
he's
if you're an
saying."
illegal immigrant,
he's
you're
saying.
not smart.
He's-
You know
that's
why
what
he's
he's
saying
saying.
you're not smart? Because you can't hide well enough. You can't hide well enough from ICE. That's how I see what he's saying there.
You're
Everybody-
totally
How-
misrepresenting what he's saying.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
you
how,
are.
How did
I
you
don't
get to
give a
that?
He's a piece of shit.
He's talking about all the rioters and shit right now,
That's what
Rhino,
he's
who
talking
are
about.
the
He's talking
legal
about all the
people, like, and
rioters.
all that kind of
Right
shit.
before
Yeah.
he says that, he says you have to do things legally, which tells me that he's not talking about the ones that come in legally through visas. He's now talking about the illegal ones that are coming in and who are rioting in the streets and
Yeah. The
not
illegal
treating
ones-
America
The
respectfully.
illegal ones are coming in and they're not smart, is what he said, because they're not smart enough to hide from ICE. That's
How
what
did you
he's
get to
basically
that?
saying. is
No,
what
no. How did you get to that? No.
I
Rhino,
just
sit
think
down,
that
you're drunk.
Arnold- I think that Arnold, I am pretty drunk, but I still think that Arnold is still playing the game and riding the fence in regards to, yeah, he up when he said, screw your freedom, and he apologized for that. And now he's really watching what he's saying. So he can't go against the rioters, not the protesters. He can't go against the rioters in LA in regards to what they're saying. So he better just say that instead of the illegals that are coming into the country to get the out of the country because you broke the law, he's got to say the illegals that are coming into the country, you're not smart because
He's
you're not
clearly
smart
going
enough
against
to
the
either
rioters
do it
right now because
legally
he's
or you're
saying
not
that
Yeah.
smart to hide.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
he's
is.
saying, that when you come to America, you have to be respectful because they're
Lawful.
not.
Yeah.
They're rioting in the streets. They're not being that way.
Rhino, you're
he's
getting riled up
clearly
for
going
no
against the
reason.
rioters.
Yeah, for no reason.
When he's speaking
Yeah, a
right
lot of the illegals aren't showing up to riot, Rhino.
Well,
because
guess what, though?
Yeah.
You're about to see him get riled up even more because Nolan comes in with the $100.
Rhino's gonna get alcohol poisoning from all
You
that
know how
Foster's.
bad this
Down
is?
for it.
You know what it's like for me the last 3 weeks of me going to work on the Monday, because today's Sunday for me. So I'm fucked at work every
You're
Monday.
making him an alcoholic, Flash.
You basically are. Oh. Look, I might be completely wrong in what I'm saying, and looking at the chat, like I might be, but in saying that, I don't forgive Arnold, even if he apologized for saying screw your freedom. All you people out there that got your vaccinations because you absolutely had to, especially here in Australia, so that you could keep your jobs, even though you didn't want to, go yourself, you denial piece of shit. And this is where, with what he did during that time, he can go himself, because I don't give a what he says right now. What he did back then was wrong and completely swayed majority of people. So go yourself, you dumb cunt.
I'm under the impression you have issues with Australia and you're taking it out on Arnold.
Okay, yeah. The last part I don't know about. The earlier parts, you're
little
right.
bit,
And he
yeah.
did come out. And he did come out and apologize, and he said he should have worded it differently. But I
don't give a
agree.
worded it differently.
disagree.
What? Oh, don't screw your freedom, but
No,
fuck your freedom.
Let
How
me
about I
finish, Rhino.
rephrase
Let me
it
finish,
as
Rhino.
fuck your
Because what
freedom?
he's consistent with what he's doing here. And like I said before at the start of this is all about self-regulation and self-government, right? Like the whole, like, can you put back a shopping cart, right? Can you trust people to do that? That's the kind of shit he's talking about. Is like, we need to be responsible for ourselves at the same time. And it's the same thing here. If you're an immigrant, especially if you're a legal immigrant, like he's saying, you need to learn to act right, right? You don't come over here and tell people how to live their lives. You come over here to and be grateful that you have the opportunity that you have. And the illegals need to get the out, is what he's saying, or do it legally, is what he's basically saying.
No,
so
he
you're
didn't say get the fuck out. He said you're not smart because you can't hide well enough.
you're filling in the words there.
You're adding.
Yeah,
On-
you're
on
gonna
both,
fill
I
it
agree
in
with you,
there.
Rhino. He is trying to be speak like a politician.
Because he is a
still.
politician.
Yeah.
He
Maybe
is.
I am being a little. Maybe
So
I
he
am
is
being a
trying to
little
get his message
facetious.
across without being completely insulting.
No, I get that.
Also,
but
he's,
that's what
he's
I'm
on the
saying.
fucking
He's
View.
playing
Do you
the-
think he's gonna say some base red pill shit? on
Yeah.
that fucking
I
show?
know.
He kind of
Christ,
is.
no.
Hang on
And
a
that's the
second,
thing, and
hang
that's
on a
why they're all
second, hang
freaking
on,
out, because this
hang
was
on.
not in the
You just made a really
preliminaries.
good point
This
there,
is probably
Spoon.
as
You
basic
think
as
that
you
he's
can
gonna
get
come
when
on
being
the
on the
View?
View.
Hang on. You think he's going to come on the View and stick to his own integrity? Oh, gee, who would do that? A non
I
person.
I think if you were watching The View for integrity, you're the wrong show.
No, I agree. No, Spoon, don't get me wrong. I completely agree. But the fact that he's actually even going on the View and then having to beat around the bush instead of actually saying what he truly actually believes and truly what he thinks, because he does have Trump derangement syndrome and he's on a program that has massive amounts of Trump derangement syndrome. Like, I'm sorry, if it doesn't matter how much money I get. He doesn't need any more money. He's got everything that he needs. How about you just be honest?
Well, he's there for
I
a
think he
reason.
is.
Rhino.
Them
You
off,
have to
so,
understand.
I
Like,
don't know.
the
Yeah,
guests that are on the View are there for a reason, to promote something. I don't know what he's promoting, but like, all of these questions, they're posed at all of the guests on their shows. There have been, like, Matthew McConaughey has been on the show, and Joy Behar's trying to get a gotcha on him, and he like turned her down.
Oh,
So
definitely.
like, there's been a bunch of people. He's there for a reason. It's not like he chose to go on the View. It's just one stop in whatever media tour he's on right now.
The
or whatever
questions,
he's
the
doing.
way the questions are phrased,
to
is
promote the speech
definitely push towards the fact that they want a specific answer, right?
Well,
the way
and
that
it's-
Joy asked that question, and that's why they're
all
trying.
media,
I
dude.
get that, but I don't truly think that he thinks that. I think that he thinks that he got so much backlash from the screw your freedom thing, and he had to come out and apologize for that, that he's got to actually beat around the bush in regards to the illegal immigrants and the legal immigrants.
No,
And
I
he's
think
not
I think
being
that
very
if he
clear.
would have said something, like whatever Joy Behar would have said, whatever she was, baiting him into saying, if he would have said something, it would have backlashed on him because he is an immigrant in the US and because he's achieved so much in the US. But I think that he's coming at it from his point of view. He was an immigrant in the US and he achieved a lot.
So let me ask you a
that's where
question,
he's coming
Steph.
at it from.
Let me ask you a question, Steph. If you had a nobody on The View that was a legal immigrant that came to America, came to your country, right, legally and everything, there was an absolute nobody, just a Joe Blow, right, off the street. You think that he's going to say the illegal immigrants coming into this country are not smart? Do you think that they're going to say that? No, they're going to say, because their own integrity tells them, the illegal immigrants that came into the country didn't come into the country the way I came into this country, legally and everything. Get the out.
That's kind of what he's saying.
Let's ask everybody.
For context.
All right, I got a poll in the chat. Do you stand with Rhino?
Most people are probably going to say
for context
no.
of what to answer Rhino's question. He's there to promote his speech at Mount Vernon for in celebration of 4th of July. They're swearing in a shit ton of legal immigrants, right? So that's what he's there to talk about. So that's why it's leaning into the immigration part. But Joy and all the rest of them are expecting him to say, "Oh, this is horrible to see all these ICE people rounding up all these immigrants. It just makes my heart sink." No, instead he's out there going, "No, they need to do this shit legally. And they're a bunch of morons for not doing it legally."
I just think that he is just a typical left-wing insider.
He's a Republican, technically.
Billionaire, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that sits there. And
also the Republican governor of California.
There's a lot of things that I can disagree with Arnold Schwarzenegger on, but in this one specific thing that he said, I agree with him.
I agree with him too.
Like everything else, just this one. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is like based and I'm his #1 fan now. No, it's just this one little isolated thing that he said on The View. And I'm like, yeah, okay, he handled that pretty well.
I'm not going to disagree. I actually agree with him too. Yes, you should be going into the country legally. You should be giving back to the country that you immigrate to. All of that sort of thing.
Why don't we listen to what he has to say, Rhino, and the other thing he says, and then maybe you can have an opinion on it. It's a little different or the same. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to change your opinion, but
so much like anger towards the like.
Wrong clip, but it's a good clip.